Every morning, millions of people wake up carrying battles that haven't even happened yet. Before the day begins, their minds are already racing. What if I fail? What if they reject me? What if everything goes wrong? Hours are lost fighting imaginary problems, while real life quietly slips away. But here's the strange part. Most of the things we worry about never happen, yet they still steal our energy, our peace, and our happiness. The ancient Stoics understood this better than almost anyone. They knew that anxiety doesn't come from an uncertain future. It comes from trying to control a future that has never belonged to us. The moment you stop fighting for control over everything, you begin to experience real freedom. Think about the last thing that kept you awake at night. Maybe it was money, your career, a relationship, your health, or simply the fear that life isn't going the way you planned. We've all been there. Our minds convince us that if we think about the problem long enough, we'll somehow find the perfect solution. But most of the time, we're not solving anything, we're simply exhausting ourselves. The Stoics believed that peace isn't something you discover after life becomes perfect. It's something you build while life remains uncertain. Marcus Aurelius ruled one of history's greatest empires, yet he still faced betrayal, illness, war, and personal loss. Epictetus spent part of his life as a slave. Seneca experienced political exile and lived under constant uncertainty. None of them escaped hardship. What made them extraordinary was how they responded to it. They understood a timeless truth. Life becomes lighter the moment you stop trying to control everything outside yourself. That I end this video, I'll share 6 Stoic truths that can help you silence overthinking, reduce anxiety, and regain control of your inner world. These lessons aren't complicated philosophies. They're practical principles you can begin using today. Before we continue, tell me in the comments, what's one thing you're ready to stop worrying about? Take a deep breath, clear your mind, and let's begin with the most important lesson of them all. Truth 1. Control your actions. Release the outcome. Imagine planting a tree. You can prepare the soil, water it consistently, protect it from damage, give it everything it needs to grow. But you can't force it to bloom overnight. Life works the same way. We control our effort, not the result. Yet most people reverse this completely. They spend hours worrying about outcomes they cannot influence, while giving very little attention to the actions they can control today. We obsess over whether people will like us, whether we'll succeed, whether everything will work out exactly as planned. But no amount of worrying changes tomorrow. It only steals today. The Stoics believe there are 2 parts to every situation. The first belongs to you, your choices, your character, your discipline, your honesty, your effort. The second belongs to life itself, other people's decisions, unexpected setbacks, luck, timing, circumstances beyond your reach. Wisdom begins the moment you stop confusing these 2. Think about an archer preparing to shoot an arrow. They can train for years, choose the best bow, aim carefully, release with perfect technique. But once the arrow leaves the string, the wind takes over. The outcome is no longer theirs to control. Your goals work exactly the same way. Do your best. Prepare well. Act with integrity. Then let go. Not because you don't care, but because you've already done everything that truly belongs to you. Ironically, this mindset doesn't make you weaker. It makes you stronger. When your happiness depends only on giving your best, not on guaranteeing the result, you become calmer under pressure. You stop fearing failure because success is no longer measured only by what happens, it's measured by the quality of your effort. Every day, ask yourself one simple question: what can I control right now? Then give your full attention to that, and let everything else unfold as it will, because peace doesn't begin when life becomes predictable. It begins when you stop demanding that it be. Truth 2. Most fear exists before reality does. Have you ever noticed how your mind can create a problem long before life does? A simple message appears on your phone, and within seconds you've imagined the worst. The meeting is scheduled, and suddenly you're convinced something is wrong, that a loved one doesn't answer a call, and your thoughts race toward possibilities that have no evidence behind them. The event hasn't happened, but your emotions already act as if it has. This is one of the greatest traps of the human mind that we mistake imagination for reality. Our brains are designed to protect us. Thousands of years ago, that instinct kept our ancestors alive. Today, however, the same survival system often works against us. Instead of protecting us from danger, it fills ordinary moments with unnecessary fear. The Stoics recognized this long before modern psychology existed. They understood that the mind loves to predict disasters, even when those disasters never arrive. Ask yourself this: how many sleepless nights have been caused by situations that eventually work themselves out? How many conversations have you rehearsed that never happened? How many failures have you experienced only inside your imagination? Probably more than you realize. The next time anxiety begins telling stories about the future, pause for a moment and ask a different question. What facts do I actually have right now? Not assumptions, not guesses, not fears, facts. Most of the time you'll discover that your mind is solving a problem that doesn't yet exist. That simple realization creates space between you and your anxious thoughts. Remember, a thought is not a prediction that a fear is not reality. And just because your mind believes something doesn't automatically make it true. When you stop treating every fearful thought like a fact, you reclaim an incredible amount of peace, because life becomes much lighter when you stop carrying problems that haven't even arrived. Truth 3. Stop fighting reality and start working with it. One of the hardest lessons in life is accepting that some things simply cannot be changed. People leave, plans fail, unexpected setbacks appear without warning, and no matter how badly we want life to follow our script, it never does. Most of our suffering begins the moment we argue with reality. We tell ourselves, this shouldn't have happened. Why me? Things were supposed to be different. But reality doesn't change because we resist it. It simply keeps moving forward. Imagine trying to stop the ocean with your hands. The harder you push against the waves, the more exhausted you become. The ocean isn't your enemy, that you're simply fighting something far bigger than yourself. Life works the same way. Acceptance doesn't mean giving up. It doesn't mean pretending everything is okay. It simply means acknowledging the truth before deciding what to do next. Think of a skilled sailor. They don't complain about the wind. They adjust the sails. That's wisdom. Instead of asking, why did this happen? Try asking, what can this teach me? Instead of focusing on what you've lost, focus on what remains. Instead of wishing for yesterday, start building tomorrow. Every difficult experience carries two challenges, the event itself and your resistance to it. The event may last for days or weeks. Resistance can last for years. The moment you accept reality, you free yourself to take meaningful action. Your energy shifts from complaining to creating, from regret to growth, from frustration to purpose. You cannot rewrite yesterday, but you have complete authority over what happens next. And sometimes, the strongest thing you can do isn't fighting life, but it's accepting where you are, standing back up, and taking the next step forward. That's not weakness, that's wisdom, and that's where real freedom begins. Truth 4. Your attention creates your reality. Think about where your attention has been today. Was it focused on opportunities or problems, on gratitude or comparison, on what you can do or what you can't change? Here's something most people never realize. Your attention is one of the most valuable assets you possess. Wherever it goes, your emotions quietly follow. That if you spend every day consuming bad news, comparing yourself to others, and replaying your mistakes, your mind will eventually believe that's all life has to offer. But if you intentionally direct your attention toward growth, purpose, and the present moment, your entire experience of life begins to change. The Stoics understood that while they couldn't control every event, they could always choose what deserved their focus. Imagine holding a flashlight in a dark room. Wherever you point it, that's what becomes visible. Your mind works the same way. If you shine your attention on fear, fear grows. If you shine it on gratitude, gratitude grows. If you focus on solutions instead of obstacles, your brain naturally begins searching for possibilities rather than excuses. This doesn't mean ignoring life's challenges. It means refusing to let them become the center of your world. Every morning, you have a choice. You can spend your energy worrying about things beyond your control, or you can invest that energy into actions that actually move your life forward. Ask yourself throughout the day, is this thought helping me, or is it simply stealing my peace? That one question can completely interrupt the cycle of overthinking. Remember, your attention is like water. Whatever you feed will continue to grow. So choose wisely, because your future is shaped not only by your actions, but also by what you repeatedly choose to focus on. Truth 5. Nothing lasts forever, including this moment. One of the biggest lies anxiety tells you is this: you'll feel this way forever. But look back at your own life. Think about the hardest season you've already survived at the time. It probably felt endless. You couldn't imagine things getting better. Yet here you are, still standing, still moving forward. Life has always been changing, and it always will. The Stoics constantly reminded themselves that everything in existence is temporary. Success fades, failure fades, joy comes and goes, pain comes and goes. Nothing remains exactly the same. Instead of fearing this truth, they embraced it, because if difficult moments are temporary, then there's always hope. Imagine watching a storm from your window, and no matter how dark the clouds become, you never believe they'll stay forever. You simply wait. Eventually, the rain stops, the sky clears, and the sun returns. Your emotions work in exactly the same way. Anxiety feels permanent only while you're inside it, but feelings, like weather, are always moving. That's why it's so important not to make permanent decisions based on temporary emotions. Give yourself time. Breathe, rest, trust that this moment will pass, just like every difficult chapter before it. Instead of asking, why is this happening to me? Ask, what is this moment trying to teach me? Every challenge leaves behind a lesson. Every setback builds resilience. Every difficult season reveals strengths you never knew you had. The people who find lasting peace aren't those who avoid pain, but they're the ones who remember that pain is never the final chapter. Nothing lasts forever. Not your fear, not your uncertainty, not even your worst day. So hold on, keep moving, because tomorrow may look completely different from today. And sometimes, hope begins the moment you remember that everything changes. Truth 6. Peace is built within, not found outside. Most people spend their lives chasing peace, as if it's waiting somewhere in the future. They tell themselves, I'll finally relax when I have more money. I'll be happy once I find the right relationship. Everything will be okay after I achieve this one goal. But there's a problem with that way of thinking. Every time you reach one destination, your mind creates another. The finish line keeps moving. Peace becomes something you're always pursuing but never truly experiencing. The Stoics understood a truth that many people spend a lifetime discovering. Your circumstances can influence your life, but they don't have to control your inner world. Imagine two people caught in the same storm point. One curses the rain, complains about the wind, and wishes reality were different. The other accepts the weather, opens an umbrella, and keeps walking. The storm is identical. The experience is completely different. Why? Because peace isn't created by the situation, that it's created by the mindset that meets the situation. This doesn't mean pretending life is easy. There will still be disappointment, loss, failure, unexpected change. Those experiences are part of being human. But suffering becomes optional when you stop expecting life to unfold exactly as you planned. Instead of asking, why is life doing this to me? Ask, who do I choose to become because of this? That single question transforms every obstacle into an opportunity for growth. Real peace isn't the absence of problems, but it's the confidence that no matter what happens, you'll respond with wisdom instead of fear. And that kind of peace can never be taken away by circumstances, because it comes from within. You learn that lasting peace doesn't begin by changing the world around you. It begins by changing the way you respond to it. You discovered that your energy is strongest when you focus on what you can control, that many of your fears exist only inside your imagination, that accepting reality gives you freedom instead of weakness, that your attention shapes the quality of your life, that every difficult season is temporary, and finally, that peace has never been hiding in perfect circumstances. It has been waiting inside you all along. These aren't just philosophical ideas, they're daily practices, simple choices, quiet habits, repeated over time. They build a calmer mind, a stronger character, and a life that's no longer controlled by worry. You don't have to master all 6 truths today. Choose just one. Practice it this week, then return for another. Remember, great transformations never happen overnight. They happen through small decisions repeated consistently. Every moment you choose presence over panic. Every moment you replace fear with action. Every moment you let go of what you cannot control. You become a little stronger than you were yesterday. And one day, you'll look back and realize the peace you were searching for wasn't something you found. It was something you built. Point 1 thought. One decision, one day at a time. Every week, we'll explore practical lessons that help you think more clearly, overcome life's challenges, and build unshakable inner strength. Thank you for spending these moments with me. Until next time.